Hi there, welcome. This is Book of Mormon Reader, and I would like to share something very quickly with you about tithing. And not just tithing of your substance, but of your time. Um, Tithing means 1/10, and if you consider the hours in a day, 24 hours in a day, a tenth of that time is 2 hours and about 40 minutes, right? And when we give of our time to build up the Lord's kingdom, I think that we're blessed. And another concept that I hadn't really considered, but in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, missionaries go on a full-time mission if they are worthy when they're 19 years old for young men and for young ladies at age 21. And my parents served as missionaries in Croatia a few years ago, and so that this is not exactly applicable to them, but for young men who are the most visible of missionaries all throughout the world, they give 2 years of their time, which, if you think about that, is a tithing of their time to give, by the time they get home and they're 21 years old. And that's like 2 years of their life that they have given to the Lord as a tithing. And as we become adults and have more of opportunities to serve in the Lord's kingdom through various things that they ask us to do in church, right now I'm a Sunday school teacher. I have been a seminary teacher. I've been a nursery leader of little kids. I've taught in the young women's. I've done primary, which is the other little kids between, age 3 and 11. And I've taught in Relief Society, which is the women's group. I don't know, I haven't been the librarian, but one of the things that I think is unique about the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is that it's all run and supported by the members really giving of their time and talents to build the Lord's kingdom. So that was my quick little message today about tithing your time. And one way that I consider doing that is by helping out with this channel of mine and giving of my time in this way. Nobody pays me to do this. I do this of my own free will and choice. And really quickly, I heard a story about a man who was just a guy, and he would stand out on the corner of this little grocery store or whatever in this country every day for a couple of hours and hand out gospel tracts. And he wasn't a member of my faith, but he was a godly man, and he would invite people, have you been saved? Do you know what that means to be saved? Do you know that Jesus Christ loves you? And he would hand out these pieces of paper that say that. And he did it on his own dime. He did it on his own time, a couple hours every day. And there was a video that somebody had sent me. It was called God Moves, and it has since been removed. I don't know where it is. But the story continues that he was there, and he was there, and he was there for years. I mean, decades even. And these 3 different people at 3 different occasions happened to run into each other and happened to mention that the first moment that they felt like, this awakening happened in them, that this old man had given them this piece of paper and asked them if they knew that God saved them or something. And they said, wow, that same thing happened to me. And the other guy said, yeah, that happened to me too. And so as they were comparing notes, they all discovered that it was the same man in the same little villa in front of the same little store. And years and years later, one of them was able to go back and wanted to say something to him because he had since become a pastor in his religion, and somebody else had become one of it. And so now they had their own congregations, and went back and couldn't find the man, and went into the store owner, and they said, oh yes, he's in his 80s now, and he doesn't come down here anymore. He can barely walk, but I know where he lives. And he told him where he lived. And he found his way up there and talked to the old man, and he said, I wanted you to know that you really made an impact on me. And he told him what he was doing, and he told him about these other people and what they were doing, and how many, literally thousands of lives had been blessed because of one man taking his selfless time to stand in front of a little store and hand out little pieces of paper that said, do you know that God loves you? And he said, with little tears in his eyes, you know, I stood out there for over 40 years, a couple hours every single day, and I never heard anything about any of my efforts until today. You're the first person I ever heard say that I made a difference. And my heart just went, oh my gosh, because we just never know what impact we have on other people by our little example. And I feel so blessed and so fortunate that I live in a day where we have technology that I can get immediate feedback by the people that my voice is reaching, and that they can reach out through technology and let me know that their family is reading the scriptures with me, that they are studying the scriptures with me, that because they can't see anymore to read, that they can listen and let me do the reading for them. And it just means so much to me, and I feel so full of gratitude that I wanted to share that with you, that when you give a tithing of your time in earnest sincerity, that your heart is pure when you do it, that you today, in today's age, you can't help but receive the windows of heaven poured out upon you that we're promised in the scriptures when we do give a tithing. And it's not just of our substance. I also believe that it's of our time. So that's my message I want to leave with you today. Thank you so much for watching. And today is the Sabbath, so happy Sabbath. And Book of Mormon.